Welcome to Opinion Havers, a movie podcast for dads everywhere. I'm Cody.
And I'm Tyler.
What's going down? Tyler, what's happening? What's happening right now?
We're recording a podcast, Cody.
Yep, but more specifically...
We're recording a podcast on your couch.
Oh my gosh. It's a new series, right?
It's a new series.
We're starting a new series. We did The Fast.
Fast Boys.
Fast Boys it's done.
It's an international hit. Our podcast is sweeping the nation now.
Just this one. Because we're patriots. We're so much patriots that we decided to start the next most patriotic franchise.
Transformers.
James Bond movie. Oh.
But then we switched to James Bond.
We were going to do Transformers movies. They called an audible.
Did you just say you called an audible or your girlfriend called an audible? Because I'm pretty sure your
An audible is called...
People demanded
Transmorphers. Watching all these
Transmorphers.
with my girlfriend and she doesn't like the Transmorphers. I don't like them either. I like Bumblebee. It's fine. We'll get there eventually. Instead, we're going to watch 25 Bond films.
You have delayed people's access to the Transmorphers by 6 months.
At least.
At least.
If you're mad about it, you can tweet me at Opinion Havers and complain. Maybe we can get some gears turning. But anyway, so that we started. We did it. We watched the very first. Did you know that there was a first Bond movie?
Man, yes. Because I own all of them.
It's called Dr. No.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Spoiler alert. Dr. No is Asian.
Is he?
It is. Yeah, he is.
We'll circle back to that one, probably during one of our rants at least.
Yes, you're right.
So, Cody, real quick, since this is the beginning of a new series, do you want to explain to our kind and loving people, what is this show, Cody, that we do here for everyone's amusement? What makes this show so special, Cody?
Oh, it's a mini episode. It's smaller, and most importantly, we got rants for you. We each get to do a little rant. No interruptions, no pausing. I think part of the reason we're doing this series is because I have only seen 3 of the very recent Bond films. Never seen any of the older Bond films. So this is a whole new experience for me, much like the Fast and Furious was. I hadn't seen any of those, so it's a whole new world.
A whole new world. We don't want to get copyright.
That was perfect.
We don't want the
Just
copyright.
want to tease it? You got to tease it?
Tease it.
You teased it.
Tease it.
Is there anything else to even say?
No, I mean, if it's fine with you, I want to start with your 5 minutes uninterrupted.
Okay.
Let me caress your knee a little bit to get you prepped. I have the timer. Can you see the timer? You can see the timer.
Let's do it.
Ready? And
this is going to be a problem. I am not going to make it 5 minutes, and let me tell you why. We watched this movie 9 days ago, and I do not understand any of my notes, but I sure am going to try. Okay, James Bond is a man. He's a man who was also a sex addict, I think, and also a spy, probably. I don't know. He seems pretty smart, maybe charming. I don't think he's good at fighting. I just think he's good at chopping. He's a good chopper. That's what I'm starting to learn. I'm noticing a pattern based on the 3 new Bond films I've seen and based on this one. I think the idea is that you have no idea what the plot is. Nothing makes sense. He woos at least 4 different women. And then the last 20 minutes is like, oh yeah, that Bill and Batiste, there he is. Look at him go. They're fighting him. So, that's the Bond formula as I can understand it. It was wonderful in that it wasn't great. There are a lot of these movies, Tyler. There's 25. I think I'm going to enjoy 4 of them. And I think there's going to be 21 very disappointed Cody episodes. Oh, man. I got so many notes. They're at a casino, and there is a pizza peel used for the card game, and it made me very happy, and I did not understand it. I need you to help. There is a woman, here's the thing. There are so many women that it's hard to tell them apart because everywhere he turns, he's flirting with some girl or other. And there's always the pre or post-coital scene. You never see the coit, but there's the post and the pre. There's Crazy Brows. I remember Crazy Brows because she had the craziest brows in all the land. She had one brow that was giving you, I'm kind of bored, I'm listening to a lecture, and the other brow was like, oh my goodness, I've just been surprised by something, and it made me real happy to watch her go. I was kind of sad she wasn't in it the whole time. That's okay. I have so many notes for you to explain to me. There is a woman photographer. She is native to the land they're in. Where are they in? Haiti? Jamaica? Bahamas? Barbados? I don't know. She's a local. She takes a picture with a flashbulb. She licks the flashbulb. She takes it out, licks it. I don't know why you do that. Made me worried about her. Is she okay? Probably not. How about their tie lengths? I don't know why I remarked on that. I think they were too long or too short. Oh, you're going to have to help me. There was a man in a uniform wearing shorts. Why aren't there more uniforms with shorts? It's the best look. It makes you look official. It gives you a fuller range of motion. That's really important if you're wearing a uniform. You have to chase after people. You need to command authority. You got to be able to flex your calves, all right? You got to flex them, okay? See that? See how I'm flexing my calf? It's because I'm wearing shorts right now. Oh, What are my notes? The audio in this movie is terrible. This is a remastered version. There's no excuse. What's with all the weird cuts? There are like so many frames missing from this movie where it's like they're doing something and like they didn't cut away, but there's definitely like a skip of like half a second where something's missing. You're like, what? What did you do? I don't understand. A marine zoologist almost sounds made up. I know it can't be made up. It's just I always hear it as marine biologist, and then they came at me with the marine zoologist, and I was like, whoa, do you have a zoo here? I didn't understand. Made me really happy. I think they specified at one point, a black widow spider was placed in his room. A black widow spider. And like, do you have to specify? Maybe just because I grew up in a place with black widows. There were black widows in my garage all the time growing up. They specified, though, a black widow spider. It's a spider black widow, not the other. It's not an African-American woman who has lost her husband that I put in his room. No, sir. It was a spider. They clarified. I was real glad they did. There's a dragon. It's a tank with a mouth drone on it, and it shoots fire. This is a great movie. There's a part where, I don't even know. Okay, so here's the thing. Dr. No, he's Asian. He explains that he was from China or something and then was rejected by the Chinese government and by I don't know if he was part Chinese, but it's definitely just a white guy with pretty racist makeup on, right? Are you aware? Have you seen this? It really seemed like the thing, like if it happened today, they'd be super pissed they didn't just hire an Asian actor and they hired a white guy and then put like really racist makeup on it. Spectre's in this. I'm still trying to figure out what it means.
I'm going to cut you off there, Cody.
It's a good one.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clarify your note of you being so glad that they specified a black widow spider. That's what I'm guessing your note said. They specified it was a female black widow spider. Because I made the joke during the movie, like, as opposed to the males, which are super tiny and can't kill you. It was a female.
They said black widow spider.
But we made jokes about them specifying female.
Right, but I put why that say spider? Do people not know?
Is that what you put spider?
I did.
You didn't put that they remarked on the gender of the spider.
That's not
being female instead of male.
That's not even what I talked about. I talked
know,
about
you
the
didn't
spider
talk about.
part.
I'm saying I think you didn't understand.
Why don't
note.
you talk about your rant?
I'm trying to clarify your own notes, Cody.
Whatever, man.
You don't understand your own mind sometimes. I'm trying to be here to help you. Now, I'm going to flow right. Cody,
rock.
Stop and shut your mouth because I'm about to tell you some stuff. I'm about to learn you good, Cody. This movie, first James Bond movie, you got Sean Connery. He's from Scotland, Cody. Yes, he's from Scotland because he's refined. Not like those Irish. He's got the accent. But in this movie, guess what? He's trying to cover up the accent and sound more British. Don't cover up your heritage, Sean. You're a beautiful man from Scotland. This is what he does, Cody. He goes in, he woos the women. You got Miss Moneypenny. She's the secretary of M, head of MI6, a fake organization that does not exist in real life. MI5 is their thing, which is just as dumb, and nobody knows what it means. Nobody, Cody, you shut your mouth. He's flirting with Miss Moneypenny. He wants her, she wants him, but they can't be together because it's against regulation, Cody. He throws his jacket in his hat. They give him a gun. They say, "You using this 22 caliber gun? That's dumb. Get that out of here. Use this 22 caliber gun that we're going to say is a 45. It's not. It's 22. It's crap. Have you ever played the game? It's the worst gun in the game." And then he chops. That's his melee. He chops. That's what he's known for. Does the chop. But it's just one good chop every movie. It's like, I need this guy that's right in front of me to be on that side of the room. I'm going to chop him and be on that side of the room. And he's done for when he chops him. It's for turning the tables. It's for turning the tides. Here's the thing with Dr. No's makeup. He was the son of an Asian hooker, I believe, and an American businessman. Maybe British businessman. A white businessman. A white man, as it's known. And he was rejected by the Asians. Rejected by both the Chinese and the Japanese and the white people for not being the thing enough that they all were. So what I think he was supposed to be was a man who looked a half and half and made himself look more white for some reason, even though he did deals with the Yakuza, right? Was that who he was? Don't say anything, Cody. We're going with that possible thing, right? So here's the thing. There's a dragon, Cody. They're like, haven't you heard of the dragon? They find the dragon. The dragon's coming up. Cody, it's a car. It's a car. There's dudes popping their heads out of the top saying, "Don't move." And then they go in, and then the car comes. The guy, what's his face? He calls him boss. He hides behind a bush. Thing's coming at you with the flamethrowers. Don't hide behind the bush, Cody. He doesn't move. The thing moves at 2 miles an hour, and he doesn't move. He does not move from behind the bush, and it kills him instantly with the flamethrower. He goes, "Ah!" and he's dead. Here's the thing with the marine zoologist. It's dumb. It's marine biologist. It's always been marine biologist. It has never not been marine biologist. You know who was the first marine biologist? The first person to ever study marine biology was a marine biologist. Never has been a marine zoologist. That's a dumb thing to do, right? They found shells. Why in the world are you going to go to a nuclear test facility that everybody's afraid of to find shells? You're dumb? Find a different place. Your dad went there, he died. Now you're going to go back there every day. You're not going to investigate the island. You're just going to find shells. You're dumb. You're dumb, and your bra situation changes on just a wild basis. Just a wild basis. It's like she had 15 different bras, and she was just swapping them every single scene. And some scenes they're like, "Oh, didn't get it on in time. She doesn't have it." It's very see-through, very white shirt. But that's why every dad loves this movie. Because there's no nudity, but there are one scene with very nudity. In the next movie, there's a scene with the nudity, but no, we're not there yet, Cody. We're not there yet, Cody. We're on this movie. The guy has robot hands, which he's like, it's a disability, and then proceeds to crush a statue with it and be able to really do everything that hands can do with his robot hands that he's like, I can't move them, but I can move them when it's convenient for the story. Let's talk about the guard standing behind James Bond during that dinner, Cody. He is standing there. He looked very like Samoan, possibly. He looked very professional. None of the other guards looked professional. They all looked like they walked off the street onto this movie set. Cody, he touched the grate. He touched the grate and it exploded on him. And then he places a thing down, his shoes, so he could crawl over it. And then he just fully lays himself across this electrified grate, and they just do not mention it. They ignore it, and then he's crawling through these pipes, these copper pipes, which I thought was a nice touch, because you use that for heat dissipation, Cody. You use that copper. He's crawling through them. This water's coming, and he's like, I'm just going to sit this out. This is a superheated pipe, and that is water. You're going to think that that's doing nothing? That is superheated water. Then, what does he do? He comes up there, he turns on the thing to full blast, chops him.
Really good. I forgot about the bra situation.
It was it's
like
all over the place.
Yeah, it changes every. And then I had to look this up because there's like that scene where they make him go through the conveyor belt sanitation shower,
right?
And then she's like naked for a second. I was like, they didn't just show that, did they? Looked it up. They had her wear like a silicone pad over her goods.
Nice.
So it's so quick that you're like, they just showed a completely naked woman? We're like, no. They showed a woman wearing silicone stuff over her stuff.
And it was flesh colored with nipples painted on it.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, man. I don't know if we have time, but I have like 10 notes if you want to play our new favorite game. You ready?
Where Tyler explains Cody's notes
you
to
can
him.
explain my notes. Isn't the point of a silencer to slow the bullet to below the sound barrier? Was there like a bulletproof vest or something where it was like something about reducing? They were putting a silencer on a gun, but they were like, this will speed up the bullet. I'm like, aren't you supposed to have the bullet slower so it doesn't make the loud pop?
So, in real life,
I'm talking about
a suppressor suppresses the flash. That's all it does. It does not make them any quieter. They're just as loud.
No, but they were talking about a silencer, right? Or was
Those don't
It
exist.
was just a suppressor.
But those don't exist in real life.
There's no silencer in real life?
No, except for, disclaimer, this is very illegal. Do not do this. An oil filter.
Well, I was gonna say
Makes a 308 go beep.
I was gonna say, according to Fight Club, the book, you can screw something onto a gun, and if you drill enough holes in it, it'll help dissipate that sound and silence it.
It'll dissipate it, but it won't. It'll still be real loud.
Well, I'm gonna have to do some research on that. All right, next note. That's a blood patch.
Oh, anytime somebody gets shot, because that thing that popped in my mind immediately is from the next movie.
The next movie, okay.
So I hope you have not mixed
That's a
them
blood
here.
patch. I don't know. Were they looking at a crime scene or something?
No,
I forget what it
because
was.
somebody does get shot in like the shoulder, and they very obviously like are holding the blood patch in between their fingers and like pressing it.
That's awesome.
The most egregious one is in the next movie, though.
Okay, there's a scene where James Bond, he goes to pour some liquor from the hotel. Then he smells it and he's like, "Wow, this liquor's poison or whatever." So he grabs a fresh bottle that hasn't been opened. And then like the next scene or something, someone brings him coffee that is poison. I'm like, you're not gonna smell the coffee too, or like what?
Nah, he just
smell
goes for
one
it.
smell check, then you're done.
Yeah.
This is one the autocorrect really did a ditty on. So good luck. A lot of weird cuts if that folk damage.
A lot of weird cuts.
If that folk damage? There's a question mark.
Is the film damaged?
Is the film damaged? Yeah, okay.
It might be. It's from 67?
Yeah, because there were a lot of weird spots where it's like, what?
Well, that's what I saw when you were like, there's weird, like, where there's a couple frames missing. And I do wonder if it's like, they're just unusable.
Too damaged. Interesting.
Or if it's like where the cigar burns were and they just put too many of them.
Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. They don't cuff because sexism.
They don't cuff because sexism.
Oh, I think maybe they cuff Bond, but not the girl.
Yeah. Because they do handcuff him, and he's like, let her go. And he's like, no. Because he's Dr. No.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
All right, here's one. His head is way higher than her head. Oh, it's when they're in the trench. They're in the trench, and he's like, put your head down, and then his head is like clearly over the over the trench. Like, what? He's like telling her to lower her head while his head is way. He's like, put your head down, and he's way up here. That's funny. This one I could tell was gonna be very funny, but I think I might have got distracted. The sequel, Dr. No.
What?
I don't know. I think I got cut off or distracted and I didn't finish
The
it.
sequel, Dr. No?
Maybe Dr. No?
Dr. No-No?
I don't know.
Dr.
Maybe
Yes.
that's where I was going. I want to know what her drink was because they brought him a drink or something, and they explained exactly what it was. And then they didn't explain what her drink was. And I was like, what's her drink? It's obviously a different drink.
It's because she's a woman.
Sexism, once again, with the cuff thing. That's it.
That was it?
End of game. Oh, well, maybe you can help with this one because I don't know quite where this... They have sex and wait for help, like heroes.
Oh, at the end when they're on the boat leaving?
Maybe. The problem is this is right before that. My notes are sequential before that. Is it the spot when he's like, oh, this room is stopped. We're just got to wait it out or whatever? Do they hook up or something? I
The
forget.
what is the what? Oh, when maybe when they're at the when they
Maybe. Okay, but let's talk about that last scene though. So they're escaping, right?
right.
And they're out of gas, which I was like,
Hold. Do you know who we didn't mention at all?
who?
A staple in Bond movies.
Who's that?
The CIA agent who's already there, already knows what's going on, feeds Bond the answer and all the stuff he needs and all the contacts he needs, and then is just like, you do that. Which is why my opinion on the Bond movies are the CIA agents are the smartest agents, because they're just like, hey, they're sending James Bond, so just like gather a bunch of intel and give it to him, and he'll do all the super dangerous stuff, and you can just solve the problem.
Oh man, that makes so much sense because he's the one that's like going to Danger Nuclear Island, and
Yeah.
getting in all the trouble, getting captured, crawling through pipes, breaking through the stupid electricity thing where
Yeah.
he,
Where he
like,
touches it with his shoe.
crawls over his. He's supposed to like crawl, like I don't know. He like
He
touches
uses
the
it,
grate and he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's fixed now." You're like, "What? There
It's
should still
not.
be a charge." That's not how that works.
It would also, yeah, it'd be super
But-
hot too,
Well,
but
first off, they go to Bond like trips the thing to explode the facility or whatever.
he turns it up all
He
the way.
turns it all way too high.
And then he kills Dr. No. Spoilers. Dr. No can't climb a wet pole with his metal hands.
That's why there's no doctor. No. With his super strong hands that can crush.
Yeah, he can crush,
It says his hand can't get a grip. You're like, well,
But it was
couldn't his
gold.
hand just...
gold's soft. You could crush a gold statue with your bare hand.
That's true. Yeah, that's what that's my morning workout.
Yeah.
I just have bricks of gold. But they go to escape the facility. They get on a boat that doesn't have enough gas to get to shore. How
Also-
would they not have a boat with enough gas to get to shore on the dock? How far are they even? It seems like they're not that far.
I mean, it's questionably far because there's one time where they're going out there and they're like, it's going to take days. And then another one's like, we'll be out there in 20 minutes. So it's very all over the place in distance-wise.
I don't know.
Can we talk about when he was trying to find her and the guy, there's a guy just trying to escape, running up the stairs, and Bond grabs him, punches him in the face, and throws him over the railing for no reason at all.
Because previously there were people to fight. But at this point, the alarm's going off, so everyone's just running away.
Yeah,
and
this
he's
is the
like,
guy-
nah, this guy's got to go.
That's the guy that presumably was guarding her because she
Throws
was
him up.
tied to a concrete slab that was going to be underwater
Eventually,
eventually.
probably with the tide, I don't know.
So, but it's just funny that the guy would have just run past him, but he's like, grab, punch.
I just
Over
had
the rail.
flashbacks to Monty Python, the Holy Grail, when Lancelot's just like stabbing everybody in the village, you know? That's what it made me think of, where it's like, oh, person, all right, better take care of him. But
Or like the lady grabs the drawers out of... No, that was in the next movie
That's the
again.
next- oh,
But
yeah,
no,
so
they
I
she
think-
grabs random crap off the desk in this one too.
yeah, probably.
The receptionist lady. Which, here's the question. Why do you have a receptionist at a secret nuclear testing facility? Also, why is it why does it have to be a nuclear testing facility? Like a nuclear power plant. If your whole plan is to annoy American astronauts. Like, that's your grand plan, is to like make it mildly difficult for them to launch their rockets.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole...
You're not
So,
stopping the nukes
is
because
the point that Dr. No is
for-
working for Spectre?
he's the link to Spectre, I think. So yeah, he's like the introduction to it. So I think, yeah, that's like the place he went to.
There's such a baller move. They escape away. They're getting towed by the Americans, the CIA guy who knows everything.
Yeah.
And then James Bond is like, whatever, lets the rope go. So it's like, nice. So then they're going to just be romantic and sit in the ocean. But then also, that was their tow.
Yeah, this isn't their
So what
first
do they-
rodeo with him. CIA guy's like, just circle for like 10 minutes. He doesn't last very long. We'll get back there.
I guess, I don't know. Spoiler alert, I already saw that this actress is in a future Bond film.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny. But I realized the credit's different, so it's a different character. I thought maybe they were with the same character.
Nope.
Same actress? Different character.
She's just a hot chick from the 60s.
Can't resist.
You know how they be. them
Sure
pointy
do.
bras and such.
And sometimes no bra, but then once again, next
Pointy
scene,
bra.
again, pointy bra.
And then the dry shirt, wet shirt, dry hair,
It was all over the place, man.
super wet hair. What about that guy he killed for no reason in the river?
He's like, didn't he say like I had to or something?
Yeah.
Like, I had to.
He like grabs him and then stabs him in the side, which instantly kills him or something.
Oh yeah, it was
What?
good.
The what now? Oh, it's really good. It makes you see like a lot of those things. Like you brought up Monty. You're like, was it this movie or was it the next one where you said, "I feel like I'm watching a Monty Python sketch with some of the accents"?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, it was the
And I
next
was
one.
like, you're kind of getting where they got most of their material from. It's these movies and how ridiculous they were. Because even at the time, I don't think anybody was like, oh my gosh, this is a groundbreaking action movie. Because, I mean, I think they may have, but it was still, like, still cheesy.
It is interesting to see like the difference from this one to the next one. You can tell they're like, oh, dads love this. Let's throw a bunch more money at it, you know.
Yeah.
And even like today, I know that some of the recent ones. I think Spectre, Skyfall, what's the one? Or Spectre? I think Spectre had like the biggest explosion ever captured on camera. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah, because
crazy
they
the
had...
budget they throw at some of these movies in the cars and
Oh, yeah. Because that's one where they set
Connery.
up so many different cameras. Yeah. So many big booms.
lot
Big
of-
old blow-ups.
big booms. I did enjoy the big boom in this one because it was just like, yeah, it's a model.
Yeah.
I see that you constructed this model out of like toothpicks and cardboard, and then you blew it up, which is great. But it
Well-
seems like it would have cost like $300. I don't know.
Here's the thing. The model was, I mean, like, it's a good model. But what year did Star Wars come out?
Star Wars was 15 years after this.
Was it? What year did Star Wars come out?
77, I believe, and this is
77?
62.
Do you think the technology to make those models did not exist at this time?
Oh, it certainly existed. I would not argue that at all.
Here's the thing, Connie. This is a perfect film.
The stupid dragon. Like, there's a dragon on the island.
There's a dragon.
This
And then they
super
were like,
cheesy-
look, see, there's the dragon. Which says, like, oh, it's not like people saw it in the middle of the night spewing fire and they're like, oh my gosh. It's like, no. They're looking at the car. They're looking at it. They're seeing the flashlights.
Wasn't there
They're
like a guy on
hearing the
top of
peop-
it too?
Yes.
There's a guy on top of it being like,
Seeing a guy
"You
on
see
top.
the people or what?"
Yeah, he was up top and said, "Don't move," and flashed the light at him. And then he went down in, and they started spewing fire, and moving at him real
Dragon.
slow. I'm like, are you fooling people with
Here's
this
what
dragon?
I want for the next Mad Max movie.
The
I
dragon.
want the dragon to be featured heavily.
I mean, that's a good dragon. That's what I'm saying. They really did not go for it at all. I mean, they didn't even really try.
I think it was pre-budget. I think before they had the budget to go. There was this idea. The writer had this idea. It was like, no, it's gonna be really spooky. It's gonna be really cool. And it was just like,
That was like, it really does have the feel of like, hey guys, hey Fred, Jim, come with me out into the
they
field.
thought
We're
they were gonna have
mock
like
this up."
$100,000 to do this, and then some guy threw $3,000. Was like, "Can you make a dragon for me?" Like,
Well, it's like they mocked it up to be like, look, this is what I want you to do to the props department. The props was like, I mean, that's as good as we get you right there. You did it. You nailed it. It's so bad.
dragon though.
It's so bad. I feel like there must have been effects
It
better
spits
than that.
fire and it goes 3 miles an hour. What more do you want from a
I mean,
dragon?
it's a dragon, really. That's exactly what it is. It's a dragon. It killed a guy with its fire, to be fair.
He hid behind a bush to
hid behind-
hide from a flamethrower. Like,
He hid behind a bush that, if I were to guess, was drenched in gasoline.
a bush like 2 inches wider than he was. It's not even.
Also, I mean, you know, we kind of glossed over it, but can we talk about the fact that they took several like lethal doses of radiation in this, and they were fine.
Oh yeah, they were
Just
okay.
shower it off, and you're good.
Yeah, they had like a little radiation meter, and it was like off the charts. And they're like, they can't come in here.
Yeah, like, okay, so just, I don't know if anybody's ever encountered a Geiger counter, but if you point it at something and it goes, I mean, you're probably already dead at that point.
I know. If anything, like
You're not
there shouldn't be a sequel to this movie. Like it should be just James Bond in the hospital dying from cancer.
But he
right?
also pointed it at the boat that he spent like hours in, and he was like, and I'm like, that's days after that piece of rock from the island has been moved. No one on this island should be alive. They're all dead. They're all dying. They have horrible, horrible cancer. It's just the worst. Also, the guy somehow lost just his hands to nuclear reactor.
You talking about Dr. No's origin story?
Yeah, I know. So they're like, your work with nuclear fission has been groundbreaking. He's like, yes, it's come at some cost. Robot hands.
I know you talk about the robot hand, but it's not like a vicious claw. It's this rubbery glove, and when he crushes it, it's just like a little pinch. It's so
obviously
cheesy.
just his hand with like tape on it. But it's like that's the inspiration for stuff like Claw from Inspector Gadget. Like so many villains, because this idea for a guy was so crazy cool to people back then that it's like inspired all these villains and everything with the robot hands.
It's just funny, these like quirky Bond villain things. I don't know. I'm very interested to see the next 24 Bond villains and what the gimmicks they come up with.
They're great. They're great.
What I'm worried about is that they're all going to be like, because this one, it was like 90 or 95 minutes before we got to the good stuff. It felt like. And so, there was just like an hour of like this exposition of him sort of like at the island, checking into the hotel, smelling alcohols, and I was like, I don't. This isn't quite doing it for me.
Well, Cody, we look forward to. There's 24 out. The 25th Bond is the next Bond movie.
I disagree with you.
Is Bond 25 is what it's called?
Yeah, there's 25 movies.
Does it say 25 on there?
I'm sure. Maybe. Am I wrong? I mean, I guess it'll be time for Bond 25. Right?
The people can look forward to it so much. But until then, Cody, if they wanted to tell how outraged they are that Bailey made us watch Bond before Transmorphers, how could they do it?
You can tweet me at OpinionHavers. Oh, hold on. I got interrupted real quick. Bond news. There's now a title for Bond 25.
Oh!
You ready?
Give it to me.
Do I dare?
Yes.
No Time to Die.
Oh.
It's gonna be a rush.
It's gonna be so good.
You're like, hey, you can't kill me right now. I have somewhere to be. I'm excited. If they want to rate, review, subscribe, share, how can they do that?
You listen to us on all the podcast services: iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher. A lot of people on Stitcher. Cody, we got the analytics because we've switched podcast services, hosting services.
Oh yeah,
we've got all the analytics. I can see you in Tunisia listening to us. I'm aware of you.
Wait, someone in Tunisia
and you're my favorite.
Downloaded this?
Yes.
No, they didn't.
They did, Cody.
Not just...
One person in Tunisia downloaded the podcast, and I'm very excited about it.
I guess we got to do a live show in Tunisia now.
Yeah,
right?
we do.
All right.
So excited about
Book
it.
a ticket.
Real big with the Tunisian market.
We'll go to the Bond 25 premiere in Tunisia.
Yes. But until then, Cody, watch movies
and have opinions.
I was really hoping you would do the second part of it, but obviously you didn't. Okay, fine.
Which part? Is that right? The shooty part?
I hate you so much.
What am I doing here?